Hey guys, welcome back. This is Hypernova30, and I'm here for another warehouse episode. And last episode we got this awesome frame door thing working, so you just hit the button. I thought I'd fix that problem where the light turns off for a second. Cool, you can walk outside, you can turn it, close it from there, and did see a slight problem with this. So back here, like turned off a light, didn't it? Where was that? I don't want that. That should fully block it off. I'm not sure why that light turned back on. I'll have to fix that. Yeah, see, where are you even getting powered from? Oh, it's running back against this wall. Okay, that makes sense, actually. Not sure how I can fix that. Actually, yes, I can fix that. If I run covers here instead of a full block, I can still run wire on it. Like this. Can't I run wire on a cover? Not if it's placed in that block. I need to place it on this block. And that should work better. I also just want to patch up the ground a little bit. Cool. Yay, no lights turning off. Okay, so I'm going to get some power set up for this place, because we got this awesome warehouse, and we're going to do crazy stuff with it. But it needs power, doesn't it? So I'm going to first start with... what type of power should I go for? I think right now I'm going to go with Buildcraft power. And for my method of Buildcraft power, I'm going to go with some boilers. Of course, because I'm hacking, I'll do high pressure boilers. And, liquid or solid? Liquid. Cool. So, I'll make a couple of these back here. And these basically produce steam for you. And you're wondering how steam gets you power? Well, steam gets you power by, you put it into steam engines, which produce just a ton of power. Can you do 5 high? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think 4 is the max. Let me see. Nope, only 4. And yes, it is a gigantic multi-block structure using these high-pressure boilers and liquid fuel fireboxes, which are crafted with steel plates, which are very, very expensive. Very expensive. So, these are quite hard to get if you're doing this legit, but luckily I'm hacking, so I'm not going to spend an entire episode making these. Awesome. So we got 2 of these things. Cool. Now we're going to need some fuel. And for that, I think I'm going to make a tank to store my fuel in. Now, I'm going to make a couple of tanks behind the warehouse right here. Yeah. I'm going to be making some tanks here to store oil, fuel, and all the other sorts of things. All the liquids I want. So to fuel this thing, you can probably... There's a multitude of things you can use to fuel it. But because oil and fuel are non-naturally recurring, I'm going to go with biofuel. So to make that, we'll need a fermenter. Cool. So we'll set up a couple of those right here. And basically what these do is they produce biofuel. No, biogas. And the biogas can get turned into biofuel. And biogas can be used in its own type of engine, the biogas engine. But if I turn into fuel, pump it into this, and then put it in steam engines, I will get far more power. So, now what these things run on is they run on saplings, water, and... Saplings and water, I think. Saplings, water, and power. Yeah. So these things do need Buildcraft power to get started with. So for that, I'm going to grab myself some energy in the form of liquid redstone cells. Just plonk a couple of these back down here. So these things are supercharged. Now, I also need water. And for that, I'm going to actually use a xycraft tank. Just because, you know, they're new. Haven't used them much. Xycraft adds these really cool multi-block tanks that don't actually require its own individual blocks to make. You can literally just make the multi-block structure out of anything. There's a couple things that are outlawed, like dirt and sand and gravel, but let's say you just have like a bunch of stone. And also you cannot put transparent blocks on non-sides. You can put glass here, but you can't put glass here. So you can make it any size you want, really, as long as it's a square. Cool. So whatever material you want, any shape and size, and you just plonk the valve in. And then you just hit the valve, and it recognizes the structure as a tank. Now it's a multi-tank, and it will store based on how many hollow spaces there are. So if I grab some capsules of whatever liquid I want, sure, creosote, and I dump one in, you can see it starts to fill up in the background. Yep, pretty cool. And the amount of liquid is stored inside the valve, so if I reform the tank, you know, so it still has all its liquid in it. Cool. Now I don't actually want this, and if I break the valve, I do lose my liquid, so you'll want to take your liquid out before breaking it. Now, xycraft also adds these interesting water blocks. Let me show you those. Just fix the floor up. I think it's called xycorium water. Xycorium water. I knew it. And I'm going to make one of those things right underneath here. So down here, just using this little hollowed out space I've made for myself, I'm actually going to create a tank right here. Cool. This could be a tank. In fact, I will show you it being a tank right now. Just let me put like glass so I can see inside it. Grab the valve. Can you not? Oh, sorry. You cannot use dirt, remember. So I will replace the dirt with stone. Now this should actually work. Seriously, I just made a tank. That's the wrong block. Right, you just hit it. Come on. Why you no work? Maybe it doesn't allow these lights type to be part of the tank? I don't know. Sorry, I thought this would work. Whoa, that actually looks pretty cool in the dark. But I do kind of want to see. So I'll grab myself some, I don't know, torches. Nice. Seriously, why am I not getting a tank here? Oh, you know what? I think the corners also count. And if there's dirt in the corners, then it won't form. Now I'm confused. This really should be working at this point. Right? Right? What? Maybe no coal ore? I don't know why, but maybe they don't like coal. Okay. Seriously, why? Oh, dirt in the corner. I saw it. There we go. There's probably more dirt in the corner, isn't there? Yep, so these little edges do count as part of the tank. So you gotta watch out for that. So I'm gonna just dig up most of the stuff around here. Yeah, look, there's some dirt back here. Actually, there's probably more dirt above me in this type of corner right there, too. Yeah, look at all this stuff. Can't have any of that there. I mean, now it looks pretty clean. I can't imagine what would stop this from being a tank at this point. I've pretty much man-made it at this time, so this better work. Why you no work? Okay. Fine. I will make my own tank. It'll take way more time, though. I'm not sure why this thing isn't forming. But you know what? See, I have dug holes and just had them become tanks before, so I'm not sure why it's not doing it this time. Like, this really should be coming at a tank at this point. Right? No dirt in the corners. Wait, unless maybe that was... Just make sure there's no dirt left at all, because you are stopping me from making my tank. And if this does not work for this final try right now, I will just come back when I have a tank. Because I'm getting pretty annoyed. Yep. Okay, I'll be back when I have a tank. See you guys then. There we go. So I just dug a little bit deeper. Oh, great. Where am I underground? I made a tunnel up there. There it is. Yeah, so I just dug down where there was less dirt. I made a tank down here. So just hit one of those valves, it becomes a tank. Now you see the cool things is you can have multiple valves on these tanks and they'll all work. And if you put a xycraft water block on a valve, it will actually start filling up the tank with water. So using these multiple valves, I can start filling it up pretty fast. Look at that, it's just generating me water. And actually I might want to make a couple more down here. There we go, so that should be filling up super fast. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so now to extract the liquid out of these tanks, I will be using liquiducts. These are like a fancy version of normal Buildcraft liquid pipes. And, ooh, you know what, I didn't even put a valve in here for taking out liquids. I should really think about that first. There we go, now we got one. And again, it's filling up with water like crazy. So, we'll take these liquid upstairs into my little room down here. Cool. And now feed them into the bottom of the fermenters, which should be somewhere around here. Yeah. So it's right here. Awesome. We can break that because we'll never need that again. Cool. And just place the liquiducts on the bottom and connect up the pipes. Cool. Now at the bottom again, we will want to make this thing properly extract. For that, we will need a wrench. Now there's a bunch of different mod wrenches, but this one, the prototype Omni wrench, is a wrench added by, I think, the prototype Omni wrench mod, and yeah, it works as all sorts of wrenches. So I change it to output mode instead of normal mode, and now I need to give it a redstone signal. So just kind of grab a lever, I guess. Place it down, and power. And suddenly the water is getting extracted and into the fermenters. And they're filling up with water. Awesome. That probably wasn't the best place to dig up from. Maybe here's a better place. Yep. So, you'll notice all these water gauges on the side are getting filled up, except for this one, because I forgot you. I'm so sorry. There we go. You should be getting... Come on, really? Oh, yes, liquiducts are quite fancy in that they won't connect an empty one to one with already filled with liquid, but if you want them to connect, you just hit it with a wrench and it works. Cool. So that can be used for, like, running them right next to each other. Okay, why aren't you filling up with water at this... I toggled you to that mode. Cool. Finally, you're filling up with water. Took you long enough. Now we need to get saplings. Saplings, I think, are the only source. I just want to see if you can use, like, plant balls. That's my Omni wrench. You do have energy. You have a gigantic cell filled with energy right behind you. So, there's going to be, like, a way to... Fermenter, is there a recipe thing here? Is there a way to see how you get biofuel? Bio. That's not how you spell it. Bio. Recipe. That's... wrong button. Oh, wow, you can actually check out liquid recipes. That's awesome. Man. Forge is awesome. Okay, squeezer. Fermenter. So you can put saplings in. Put plant balls in. Cactus, wheat, all sorts of different miscellaneous things. Okay? So, right next episode I might do a tree farm to get automated saplings, but for now I'll just kind of, grab some of them. So, saplings. Oh, look at all the different types of saplings there are. Awesome. I love that. Robust twilight oak. Sapling of time. Cool. I just want normal oak saplings. Fill them up. And I guess these things don't connect properly right away. I can't middle click to get them. Don't have the full block, so... Now to transmit energy, I will be using energy conduits. Again, a fancier version added by thermal expansion. For Buildcraft, there are normal ones in Buildcraft, but these ones are just a lot... They're smarter, I guess. That's the best way to put it. Again, that's input. This is output. It will just automatically start drawing. You don't need a redstone signal this time. And you'll notice one of these things should be filling up with biofuel, whichever one I put the sapling in. Shouldn't it? Oh, also you need fertilizer. Oh, that's what I was missing. Fertilizer. Here's the recipe for it. You need apatite and sand. Or saltpeter and sand. Or, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, grab some of that. Now, I will eventually, have automatic ways to get all this stuff. But for now, I will just do it manually. So, just fill all of them up. And finally, I guess I'll just do plant balls. Cool. So, these are all starting to produce us biomass. Now, again, we're going to pull out those liquid ducts we had before. Place them along here. And set them all to output mode. Then we'll all have to give them power, and they will start outputting. So, I can just lay the levers. Oh, unintended effect, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. It just kind of looks strange. Anyway, we're filling up with biofuel. Now, I do want a place to put this biofuel. And that's why I'm going to make a tank somewhere in here. It's not going to be a big tank. It is a small buffer before it goes into turn into biofuel. And I'll make it out of stone bricks, because these look kind of cool. Sure, that looks pretty big. Good enough. So if I can get one more deep, that would make it a lot bigger. Remember, you do need to do those edges. Cool. And fill that in. I will leave a hole for the valve. Cool. Shouldn't this be? Oh, and then I'll make the roof right here. Cool, so that's medium-sized tank. It's not the biggest one you've ever seen, probably not the smallest you've ever seen either. Actually, why not put some windows in this thing, Get to look at the liquid that's in there, and then fill it in with glass. Cool. Of course, the valve needs to go there, so stone brick this place up, and I guess I'll just... Is there any way to just hop in the warehouse? Cool. That should be good. I do need to grab myself some more of that basalt stuff that I made the walls out of to fix all this. Because I've been ripping it apart and then placing covers down, because that's all I have in my inventory. I'm too lazy to type basalt again. Anyway, grab the valve. Make it a tank. Cool, so it can store 192 buckets. That seems pretty good. And I'll just have these guys come right up into the tank. Hit it with the wrench and kapow. We are storing... Ooh, that is kind of annoying. You can't... There we go. Storing biomass. Awesome. Oh man, these tanks are so cool. In fact, I could have just used the wall of this thing as one of the walls, the tank walls. So why don't I do that? That would make this thing a lot bigger too. Doing that right now. Cool. See how useful these tanks are, just so adaptable. I love them. And then I can make this thing just glass right there. Whole thing can be glass, so you can see all the biofuel I have stored up. Awesome. Hit it. There is probably dirt in there. Yes, I called it. Remember, beware the dirt. It will ruin your creations. Really? Really? Come on, come on. Be nice. I don't see any more problems with this. Does this have to be a... No, nope. Maybe that... No tank yet. There we go, maybe. Oh, yeah, it's a multi-tank. Okay, so it's working now. Hit it again. Kapow. We got a multi-tank filling up with biomass that is a lot bigger than the previous one. I'm not sure why this isn't glass. Awesome. So it's just right in the wall of my place, a gigantic tank. This has a lot of buckets worth that I can store it in. But I will sadly need to turn this into biofuel, which tank I will probably store right on top of it. Yeah. And the biofuel will then be pumped into these places and systems right over there. Actually, wait. Sorry, I keep on changing this, but if I break the valve here, I can use this one for biofuel, and the biogas one over here. Keep on changing things up, but hey, you know, whatever works. I'll make a gigantic tank back here for biofuel, too. I mean Actually, I'll need to make this one bigger if I'm going to expand. You know what? I'll come back when I made some tanks. Hey, everyone. So, the video turned out to be a bit too long to be only in one part, so I'm going to have to split it into two parts. So you just watched the first part. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Stay tuned for part 2.